Hello, my name is Brian Gough, and I'm the Interactive Media Facilitator at the Satellite Center, which is a career center in St. Charles Parish. I'm passionate about a couple of things, helping kids understand that they're agents of their own learning, instilling creative confidence, and and understanding that the design thinking process includes items like failure and prototyping and testing and going back to the drawing board and understanding that the first draft um, never is the best draft and that it takes time to get something right. On that note, today what you're going to see are my interactive media team members. We call our students. They are all seniors in high school. They're 3 months away from graduating. They're going to be taking part in a 20% project, which is a passion project based off of Google's 20% time. And so each kid is going to pick a topic that they would like to explore, and they're going to have about 2 months to produce a product using the design thinking process. They are going to do a final presentation for an outside audience, probably virtual this year. And they will have a showcase, and we're still trying to figure out exactly how that's going to work, but we have until March to figure that out, and we're going to collectively do that together. So what you don't see in this video is the setup. So it's the launch of the project, and I hit them with a driving question. And the driving question for this project is, how can you use your curiosity, passion, and design thinking to solve a real world problem that can be shared with the world? Each kid pitches their idea after doing some research. They pitch it to the group. Everybody has to give a green light. And then every kid has their own design notebook, so they make up their own plan for how to get from point A to point B. I sit down with them. I help facilitate that process. We look at levels of ability. We look at maybe some other issues like ADD and how focused are you? What other classes do you have? Do you work? And we try to figure out the best plan for that kid. And what they want to do for a living. Maybe they want to investigate, or maybe they just want to investigate something for fun and worry about their career later, which is fine too. So some areas that we're going to hit are written communication, oral communication, collaboration, agency, the ISTE Innovative Designer Standards. Those are the big hitters of what we'll cover during this class. And hopefully they all not only get the product, because the product is not really, they don't know this, but the product is not the big deal in this. The process is what I'm really looking for in this project. Hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully you see something interesting. And yeah, here we go.
Okay, so I want to go to different places. I don't know where, probably a lot of places in New Orleans, like happy places, like cool looking places, whatever. And I want to take a bunch of panoramic pictures and stitch them together. And that would be like the environment for the virtual reality. And what I want to do is I want to use digital painting and animation to create certain effects when you go in these environments, whether it be like there's a giant hand coming out of the sky like trying to grab you, or like there's some weird little animals that walk up to you and you get to like look at them and you're like, oh look, that's cool, that's for you. And then but like there's not really going to be a story to it. It's just going to be like, you know how whenever you go to those interactive art museums and like each room is just a different thing, and you just walk in here and just like, wow, this looks cool. I want to do that, but I want to do it like virtual reality. And the way you like get through is I'm going to have like 2 doors on each side of the room, like just random looking doors, and I'm going to walk through either door. And that's why I need motion sensors. But yeah, so this is my schedule. I'm going to kind of like brainstorm like what effects I want to have in each room, or like certain things I want to try. And then after that, I'm going to go take the panoramic pictures. I'm probably going to do that on a weekend and then just come back to class and have all of them ready and get your help stitching them together, because I tried researching it, but that seems difficult.
So questions? Did you have anything else, by the way?
No.
Okay.
When you said you were animating it, did you mean like you're gonna go somewhere and take a picture of these paintings that were already made, and then
I'm gonna go into like Jackson Square and I'm gonna take a picture, and then like I'll be like,
You know,
I'm gonna make the statue come to life, or I'm gonna make like the grass like look like water. I don't know.
Okay, so basically VR headset, take a picture of a real life location.
Crazy ass insurance pay.
Okay. Like,
Yeah, what I was thinking.
I've never done acid, but I think
What I was thinking when you said that was like, you know how a lot of places in New Orleans have huge murals, right?
Yes.
I was thinking somewhere like that, and then you brought the murals to life.
I thought about doing that with the big one that's by the aquarium that has like the giant whale and stuff, and I was like, what if I did that and then like it has water leaking out the bottom of it, and then I had the animals like swimming around you.
Yeah.
I could just do murals because I would relate back to like the graffiti idea.
my thing would be just my little thing would probably just be to just kind of keep in mind like photosensitive viewers, and that's about it. Goes like, you know, blaring lights and.
Oh, I'll have like a warning outside. I'll be like, if you're epileptic or pregnant.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So, after about like maybe a few hours, I'm not sure exactly how long, but at least 2 hours, I've got my little character to have gone from just falling through this little platform to now actually having gravity and landing straight on it. And now it's just to work on it from there. Actually make them able to move, because currently no control and all.
That's what I was gonna ask. What's the next step from here? Now that you have the collision figured out.
Definitely like movement control, all that. Make them able to walk, run. Well, maybe not run, but like walk and crouch and whatever else that I can think of.
I like how when the character lands, it kind of bounces to make it look more realistic. Do you plan to have the limbs move as far as the legs?
Well, this is currently just like a little like sample character. Like this entire everything is basically like a free set that Unity has on their store that I'm using until I make like my own sprites and characters, whatever out.
So the beginning is a lot slower now because it's all doubled or duplicated, but that's all I really have right now.
But how much run time is this now since you've duplicated?
I would
Well, it's still the same time, isn't it?
probably yes.
Yeah.
How many frames did it?
This is some things are duplicated, so it's probably more than 30.
So you had 26 before, right? And you duplicated some of them.
26 original frames.
Okay.
I like how the transitions are smooth, and the way it looks like the camera is rotating. I'm just saying, I like that.
It looks realistic.
Yeah, it looks like someone is taking the camera and panning over. When you just drew different perspectives, it's.
The perspective means everything, doesn't it?
This is Owen the Octopus. I cut out legs, all 8 legs for the octopus, and I put slits and made them attach, and then I did a ball for the head.
You should be able to find the warp. So go back up to help. Photoshop help. There you go. There it is. Now type, you have to log in, and then type what you're looking for. And for right now, we want to use warp. So click on warp.
Well, I just went to warp, but it didn't work.
There it is. Warp images.
One and all, big and small. This is your handsome host, on Trooper 15, and this is the first official episode of my first official podcast.
assignment the moment it hits my late bin. I am sure that you will get an A on this project because you took so much extra time to make sure it was done perfectly before turning it in.
Welcome to Lighthouse, the podcast that talks about controversial topics daily. Today's topic is going to be about COVID-19 and the new vaccine.
There are two types of perfectionists. There's a good kind that'll change the way you think, that'll make your want to be perfect into bettering yourself in whatever you want to be perfect in. But there's also a bad kind. There's one that'll hide and throw away their work simply because it's not good enough. I'm guilty of this. So when I first started this project, I asked for advice from Dr. Burris, a Southeastern professor, and he told me it won't be perfect, so be sure to have fun with it. I found my love for photography in this class. We did Battle on the River, we went to Wetland Watchers and took photography, and every time it had this hint of being perfect, that perfect moment where it seemed that time had just stopped. Picasso in the 1950s was starting this. He did light painting, and while it doesn't look perfect, and you can see him in the photo, people loved his photography. This is the first one I ever did. I was super excited when I had the chance to finally start my photography. I actually did it in that closet over there. I did a lot of light painting photos that not all of them were in the presentation, so I decided to make a slide for it. But each one of them, I can tell you something wrong with it. There's always something I can point out that's not good enough, not perfect. But as in life, as in this painting, it's not going to go as you plan. Nothing will go as you plan. You just have to learn to love how perfectly imperfect it all is. Thank you.
So we're in the last week of our build for the product and the 20% project. It's been very successful. Everybody's finished. We have 2 people that are straggling a little bit, but as a group, we agreed to give them some more time. One of them had to start over, so it's going to take them more time. The other one ran into some problems with the client they were working with, and so the timing just didn't work right, so we're having to work through that. The objectives of this project centered around becoming agents of their own learning, understanding the design process, the innovation process, and every one of the kids in the class just knocked that out of the park. They were collaborative. They helped each other along the way. A lot of critiques, a lot of informal critiques, just walking around, getting up and taking a break, saying, hey, where are you at? It was this kind of cool process that I saw that went on, especially towards the last bit of it. And the written communication, the oral communication, the way they worked out their design notebooks, what's going to come next. We'll continue that because we will be breaking down TED Talks. We will create our own plan for our own TED-like presentation so they can introduce this process that they just went through to the world. And then our showcase, that will all be done virtually. The showcase, we're going to try to get some people from other classes to come in and space it out to do it safely. And then, who knows, maybe down the line we'll be able to invite the community in to do one a little later. So the one issue that did come up in this project is they felt like sometimes I waited too long to step in and help them, which affected their timeline. I think this year with the kids coming on alternating days, every other day I see them in person, other days asynchronous. I think that's something I didn't account for. So overall, I was really happy. I can't wait to move to the presentations. I can't wait to see the whole culmination of this activity and then this project. And then the last piece is always the true reflection at the end of the whole project, where we all sit down and have basically a day-long discussion and celebration. And we do that every project, but this one is usually a little bigger. Overall, I'd say I'm very happy where this project ended up, and I look forward to taking what I learned this year and moving it into next year's project.